Imagine trying to take over the world. Slowly, slowly you advance in your mission, in your quest, and then you score a big, huge victory. Congratulations to the CCP and the China for having rigged in Beijing Biden into the presidency. It's with deep, deep sadness that I announce that the Supreme Court of the United States has decided not to take up the Texas case that was backed by, I believe, 18 other states. In their terse dismissal of the case, the Supreme Court stated, defendant states do not credibly dispute either that they changed election statutes via non-legislative means or that the Electors Clause preempts such changes. So the Supreme Court is not going to even hear the litigation. So right now, China has essentially used its monetary power to bribe its way in to power halls of the United States. We already know that Eric Swalwell, the representative from California, is compromised, who was on the Intelligence Committee and was having an affair, allegedly, with a Chinese spy. They've also given Hunter Biden of Burisma fame a $5 million forgivable interest-free loan. In other words, Hunter gets the loan, but he doesn't have to pay it back. What could that possibly be for? I'm just going to give somebody $5 million, but I'm not going to expect any money back, but boy, I might expect some favors. Boy, I wonder whether or not that means that Joe Biden is compromised in some way. Gee, it could be that China has extra material on the Bidens that they could release at any time, that the Bidens aren't beholden to them in some way, and even in the unlikely case that Joe is not, don't you think that he's going to go all out to protect his son, who he appears to love? I am deeply, deeply troubled by the communist takeover in the United States. During the election, when all businesses boarded up, were they afraid that people on the right were going to riot and destroy their businesses? No. It was in case Trump actually pulled off the victory, and you know that the left is going to riot and destroy. Who loves their house? Who loves where they live? And then they go out every single day and try to tear it down. People that aren't sane, people that dislike where they live. You see, I really love America. I have traveled to 60 countries around the world. I have lived in Asia. I have lived in Eastern Europe. And I can tell you that communism leaves scars, that it doesn't work. My mother-in-law escaped China. She is very saddened by the state of affairs. You have no idea what the CCP is like. Oh yeah, let's be friends. Let's acknowledge China while they commit genocide against the Uyghur Muslims in the western part of their country. No, Joe Biden doesn't owe China anything. Oh, hey, it makes absolute sense that all those mail-in ballots, 90-something% of them, went for Joe Biden. There couldn't possibly be any election fraud. Get that out of your mind. Oh, hey, you want to investigate? You want an audit? No, 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 no. We are just going to cover it up. We are going to certify as quickly as we can. Any investigation will be thwarted in a court of law. Are these people looking out for the best interests of America? Are these people your representatives that you want handling China, your finances, the growth of America? No, these are people that are looking out for their own political interests, and often that will be intertwined with that of China. Because guess who's shelling out money? Guess who's gaining influence in the halls of Congress? You had a Chinese professor come online and brag about it. That video has since left social media. It is still available for those of you who want to find it. It was featured on Tucker Carlson's show the other day. Hey, you know what, Google? I agree. Couldn't possibly have been any election fraud. That's why everybody wants to cover it up on the left. And yet Antifa is still raging, taking over Portland while their feckless mayor did nothing. And he sent the cops in, and now they are repelled because Antifa gained strength. And this is what happens when you let an insidious cancer, when you let this malignancy come into America. And it's going to spread. Mark my words. Better pray that the Georgia Republicans win the Senate to stymie some of the progress that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris wish to make. Hey, how about that? You had a black woman of color, she's more Indian than she is black, whose family owned slaves, who got rigged into the presidency because Joe Biden is going to be gone within 2 years. Congratulations, affirmative action, Kamala. Nobody voted for you in the primaries, and yet you're going to be president of the United States. Gee, there's no corruption. There's no voter fraud. So it's very sad because it does look very likely that Joey Biden is going to be president of the United States. I still ain't calling him president-elect because that hasn't happened yet. And if that gets me in trouble with the Google censors, that is a fact. So once again, ain't no election fraud going on in this here election. It was completely fair. All those 90% plus votes that came in for Biden in the dead of the night, you know, that just makes complete sense. I just can't figure it out. And then covering up, of course they're going to try to stymie investigations into what was perfectly legit. We don't want to be in accord as a country as to what took place and the fact that it was completely on the up and up. No election fraud there. Yeah, we're not going to check the signatures. We're going to do everything we can to eliminate the protections of the election. Okay, that's enough. Peace out, everybody. If you're new, subscribe, hit the notification bell. At least stay in touch with some semblance of freedom and people that desire to live freely and not be beholden to the CCP and the leftists that want to burn down our country. Peace out.